Hello, welcome back to Eric's Hobby today. Don't mind my voice, I'm getting over a cold. Today we have a John Deere 165 Hydro. It's a little... I just hit the garage door, but we're going to ignore that. Little single-cylinder engine. It's been modified a little bit. It's got a push-button start. It doesn't have the deck on it currently. It's sitting right there in the garage. It's got additional wiring to go to the push button. It still has the original ignition. Other than that, a little bit of modification. It's in pretty darn good condition for the age of it being a 1986. It's in good shape. Throttle linkage still goes up. Choke engages. It has an extra fuel tank because, there's something wrong with that one. I don't know yet. Eventually, I want to go through the whole thing and figure everything out. But today we're focusing on the engine portion. I want to get this to spin on its own without me, having to go like that. I want to get it to either run off of just this or run off of, I started it with a line, with a trick. So I'm going to get set up and we're going to look at that starter. Come on. Okay. So now we have a good look at the starter motor. A couple of things I've noticed. I believe there should be something here. It isn't there, if it's supposed to be there. There's an additional wire added in at the bottom. I don't know where the wire that should be there is. I'm guessing it's either missing or gone. Engine's nice and covered in stuff. It's supposedly very needs oil, so it's either consuming oil through the cylinder because there's bad rings. It could be that it's spilled oil there. Could be that it's consuming or it's leaking oil. Another thing I've noticed is the guy who had this thing decided that cutting wires was a good idea. This has been drilled out. This isn't connected because it just came disconnected when I was moving it. This is just loose. So while I'm at it, I just take it out. I'm not going to take it out because that's just going to break it. Never mind. I'll just feed it back in and I'll try and figure that out. Yeah, that doesn't want to come out right now. And I don't want to risk breaking it any more than I just did. Yeah, there's great straps that are useless now. They used to hold in the battery. At least the guy zip tied it in nicely. Like it's even zip tied on the starter motor. I'll put the camera back down. Alright. Now, I'm going to pull this cover. Okay, Phillips head. I need to get another one of these screws. So, just a little. Actually, I have other screws I can just replace it with. But I want to bend this back into position so it goes on flat. I want to get a full look at the starter. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my handy dandy trusty pair of jumper cables. I'm going to knock a bunch of my stuff over while I'm doing all this. So there's one. In my case, I'm going to use the negative lead. I have a battery behind me. Because I'm not worried about the ignition right now. So I'm going to just connect right into the motor. So somebody's coming outside. It was just my dog. I thought somebody was coming out here to question what I was doing. Alright, now what I'm using as my positive lead because I'm missing the other connector. So we're gonna connect that in. See. I think that solenoid's bad. I'm gonna disconnect that one from the battery. Take. Oops. Alright. So I'm gonna unbolt these two screws, pull the starter off, see if it spins freely on its own. 11. If I can get it to spin freely on its own, then I know it's this. Wow. Okay, never mind. I can't use those ones because somebody lost my 12 on me. I have adapters. Okay. I'm gonna pause and go grab where I think they are. Okay. So now, break these two loose. And once I get the two screws loose, or the bolts loose, I should say, I can then take the solenoid out. Once the solenoid's off, I can see if the solenoid itself is just bad, or if the whole motor is bad by testing just the starter motor. The quick little thing. Take this out. Not going to disconnect any of the wiring yet. Of course. There we go. My guess is something's up with just the solenoid, which is only like a $20 part. I'm hoping it's just the solenoid and it's not the whole starter. Okay, so I have the starter out. I'm gonna pop off. I have the starter out. I'm gonna pop off the solenoid now. Come on. Okay. So we just unscrew these two nuts. Oh, I forgot to undo that part. Okay. I forgot to do this part. I might have taken around somewhere a solenoid from a car, which is probably way different, but I don't think this mower is new to the idea of being modified in questionable ways. Okay. So I got the solenoid out. Now with just the starter motor on its own, I want to see if it's good. I'm going to remove this since I don't need it currently. I don't need any of the electrical systems. Oh, there it is. Right here. This wire goes into the bottom of the solenoid to go to the original ignition that was cut for a reason. Oh, I forgot to tell you the best part about this whole mower. It's a John Deere, and it was $35 on Facebook Marketplace, which seemed when I first picked it up, when I first went to go pick it up, seemed a little too good to be true. I thought it was going to be, shambles. Engine was going to be cooked. Engine was going to be stuck, but the engine spins. The it rotates, doesn't spin. Like it, I can turn the I can turn the top plate where the flywheel is, and the engine does spin. I heard a click, so it sounded like something engaged. I don't know how much fuel is in the lines, but I'm willing to take a risk in the name of, doing something stupid. So we hook up onto here. We grab this, that, hook up onto here. Motor spins. So yeah, this is the culprit to it all. Which, like I said, $20 part. I'll just buy a brand new one. Do I try and start it? I'm gonna grab some brake clean and see if I can get it to start. So I have my brake clean. I'm gonna remove the air filter cover. Move that out of the way. So this is good for two things. I can check how clean the filter is. Check that out while I'm here. So it's a little squished. Definitely seen some better days. I'll buy a new filter. I'll just take the whole thing off, actually. So what you do? Take a can of brake clean or starter fluid or whatever you want to use, and just we'll turn the choke on. We'll take this, hook it on. And there you go. It's in neutral gear. I don't know why it's trying to roll back on me. Oh, it smells lovely, though. We'll do that. Engage the brakes. And would you look at that? Swapping the solenoid, it runs. Honestly, I can't be mad at that. That's honestly the greatest freaking thing ever. So, yeah, $20 part, $35 mower. Obviously, there's a lot more work to go into it than I'm showing right now, but I just wanted to make sure this actually runs. And honestly, I'm pretty stinking happy about that. Let's try and give it a real run, not just a false run. Give it a bit of brake clean, chokes on. Yeah. That's darn near impressive. That it just... But that means it has spark, compression, everything. Just doesn't have fuel. But that's a later day problem. So, yeah, I'll get a new solenoid. I'm going to get a new ignition, rig that all up, and see if I can get it to run off the original, a new ignition. Or, even better, I'll run it with the push button that it has, because you come right here, it has a little push button start. But for now, I'm not going much more in depth. I just wanted to get the engine to run, and, well, now that I've run it, and it still wants more oil. That's fun. But it's cold as all anything out here. I'm happy this actually ran. I might come back later and film more, but for now, that's actually no, it's not all I want to do. So when you put the hood down, so closing the hood. Oh, it doesn't close all the way. What is it hitting? Oh, this isn't back all the way. So this just needs to go back. And there we go. And now the hood latches. Engine ran. I'm happier than anything that this engine isn't stuck. It was just a bad solenoid, which, like I said, $20 part. I'll buy it, and it'll come in a couple days. Until then, that's all for now. I can't really do much more than that. But I'm not gonna say bye or anything for now, because I don't know. I might come back on I'm thinking, yeah, I might come back and record more until later. But so far, that's all for now.